Alright guys, so welcome back to a brand new video. Today's video, we are going to be looking at one of the best wireless headphones that you can buy. And I am talking about the V-Moda Crossfade Wireless. Okay, so first off, if you are not familiar with V-Moda at all, let me go ahead and start off right off the bat. You are not going to find a better built headphone. Like, they are honestly made to last, and honestly that's even apparent just by the case alone. This is a exoskeleton hard case so that this forms exactly to the headphones itself. It's able to keep all of your cables and everything inside, and to be honest, you can throw this thing off of a very tall building and they're good. All right, so just so you guys can kind of see how it looks inside the case, when you open, you have your headphones, and then right here I have both cables. Now inside of the case itself, there's a strap to be able to hold your headphone cable and the charging cable, because these being Bluetooth, the charging cable is kind of important. The wired cable is there just in case you want to use them in wired mode. All right, now the micro USB cable is a flat cable, which is honestly the best cable to get. It keeps it from being tangled. It's easy to just kind of ball up and, like I said, throw right in the strap and be on the go. Now, the headphone cable itself is a braided cable. Now these are extremely good, again, to keep from tangling. They last longer as long as you don't have anything sharp rubbing up against them. And V-Moda does theirs a little differently. On the cable itself, you have your play, pause, and skip button, but you have the microphone a little closer to where your mouth is. That way your controls are further down, you're not having to reach up near your face, and if you're taking calls, the mic is right here. Now, that is only if you're using them in wired mode, because if you're using them in wireless mode, there is a microphone built into the headphones themselves, which makes it very easy when you're wearing them to be able to just take a call and be able to not stop what you're doing. Now back to what I was saying with V-Moda's build quality. This is where the money is being invested in these headphones, because there are some expensive ones out there. Now these do retail for $300, so it puts it right there with the Bose QC35 that retails for $350. I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit of comparison to the Skull Candy Crusher wireless that retails for $200, and kind of show you where they fall in between. Now as far as build quality, again, it would take almost everything you have to break these. This is a metal frame. The material that they have running through the headband, I mean, it can be twisted in any way possible. The clicking sound that you hear is honestly just the adjusters, because it does click when you go up and down. Your left and right are marked on the inside part of the headband. As you can see, the headband is very thin. There's not a lot of padding, and honestly, it's because it's not needed. The way that they sit on your head, for some reason, it doesn't, I mean, when you're holding them, they feel heavy because of the materials, but when you have them on your ears, you really don't notice any weight at all. Now with V-Moda, the shields on the side, you can have them custom made. You can go online and order different materials. You can even have your brand put on them. It's kind of limitless what you can do with these. On the bottom of them, we're going to look at, on the bottom left is where your micro USB port is for charging, and your bottom right is where the headphone cable goes in if you're using them in wire. Now to me, I am so used to headphone cables being on the left side, so using them in wired mode, although this is nitpicking, is a little weird. One thing I do want to point out, although build quality is great, this right here, the headphone cable that is exposed, I'm noticing this is a very common thing that's going on in Bluetooth headphones. I hate when the cable is right there, because this is an expensive headphone. If anything catches this or tears this or whatever, you can't do anything about it. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and go into the ear cups. The ear pads on these are extremely soft. They're extremely comfortable, but they're not very thick. So what that does is it seems like there's more pressure on your ears, and if you have smaller ears, your ears are going to be touching the inside part of this, which is right where the driver sits, and that's just not comfortable. Now this, I'm not saying these aren't comfortable, because I was able to wear these for a long time and it's good, but there is a lot more clamping and you feel it because of the smaller ear pads. Now V-Moda has a solution to that. For $20 you can buy the XL cushions and you're good. Those things are a lot thicker. It gives you a lot more room. You don't feel any of the clamp at all, and you can sit there and wear them all day. Now I want to get into V-Moda's controls. The controls on this, you see a little switch that is right here on your right side. So when you slide it down, that is what turns these on, and it'll automatically connect if you've been connected to the device before. Now if you have not, just push this down and hold it for a few seconds. You'll see the light start to blink, and then it's in pairing mode so that you can go into your device and pair these to whatever you're using. Now the controls to be able to control the audio, the skipping the song, and everything is right up top. You see a simple V-Moda logo in the button on the top. Now that is your play, pause, and skip button. You tap it once to pause, you tap it once to resume what you're playing, you tap it twice to skip forward, and tap it 3 times to go back to the track. Okay, the plus and the minus, now this is your volume up and down. It's pretty self-explanatory. The plus, you're going up. The minus, the volume's going down. All right, we're going to jump right into sound, because $300, it doesn't matter that it has the best build quality easily out of any Bluetooth headphone that's out there. I will go ahead and say that right now. But sound, to be able to talk about this, I'm going to give you a little bit of a background. The original V-Moda LP headphones I owned and I loved, and the V-Moda M100 is one of my favorite headphones. So this one right here should be a lock to be one of the best Bluetooth headphones out there. And to be honest, it is to a certain extent. It depends on how you like your music, because these have plenty of punchy bass. And what I mean by that is they definitely up the lower end so that you feel it. Now, it never by any means muddies the sound. In fact, this is an extremely clear headset as well. But I think the mids kind of get affected in this just a little bit. So your sound signature is a slight U. They don't do anything to elevate the mids. The trebles are definitely up, and the bass is definitely up. Now this is a sound signature that I like. You want to compare it to the Sony 950 BT or something like the Skullcandy Crusher Wireless. Now it does not have the bass that those have, but at the same time, I think V-Moda's trying to keep a more studio type sound. It's not flat, so don't go in thinking you're buying a studio monitor headphone that's Bluetooth. Just don't. But the sound is fun. If you like listening to music strictly for fun and you're not trying to pick apart sounds or trying to say that, hey, this is not accurate to whatever, these are the headphones for you. And if you are rough with headphones, these are the headphones you want to go with, because you can throw these in a bag without the case and you're fine. You know, so for $300, if you're gonna look at the Bose QC35 and you're gonna try and compare it to that, I will say that to me, these definitely lack, because they're not active noise canceling, so they don't have the noise canceling that Bose does. In fact, these actually let a pretty decent amount of sound in, and these also leak a fair amount of sound. So if you are out in public and you're blasting your music, people are gonna hear it. Now it's not like an open bag headphone, but it does let things leak that some headphones do not. Now, again, for $300, that's what Beats charge for their Solo 2 and Solo 3 wireless, and these are way, way, way better. In fact, these are even better than the Beats Studio wireless that they try to charge $350 to $400 for. So as far as value, it's there. It just kind of depends on what it is you are looking for. So for me, $300, and you can find them now, I think, for like $269. This is a great headphone to have. It's a little pricey, and I honestly, again, think if you just like listening to music for fun and you don't like to pick everything apart, I would still recommend the Skullcandy Crusher Wireless, just because you have that added bass feature, but the clarity and everything is still there in those. It's impressive. But back to V-Moda, they know what they're doing. They're sticking to their formula. These technically, if I had any way to describe the sound, is very close to the V-Moda M100s, but in wireless. And that's pretty impressive. So thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Thank you guys for all the support on all the other videos. And as always, guys, make sure to stay tuned for more.